welcome. How's traffic today?
Crazy.
Okay,
That's the
welcome.
new greeting in Lagos.
And we've got Chef Jeff 3000 in the studio.
Yep. How you guys doing?
You're doing great.
You seem like you're still in bed though.
No, 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 no. Just we're still working mentally. So
It's all good, Lagos. Tell you what we should do. Let's listen to this first song, also a video, and then when we get back, we'll do some more talking. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So this one's from Simi. It features Pato ranking, and it's called Jericho.
Me.
Should we just talk over the song?
I'll lay you down like an edge controller. I wanna love you all over. Wanna be the gun to your
You
soldier.
ready?
Show you I'm loyal, eh.
All right. So we have Simi there with I don't know if I should call the name Edge Control. I know it's not Edge Control, it's Jericho. But I can never forget the first line from that song. I lay you down like an edge controller. But yeah, Simi with a new song. We reviewed her husband at the Kunle Gold song last week. And so it looks like marriage is definitely working for both of them, releasing materials back to back. So what let's hear from you guys. What do you think? Maybe the first, Chef Jeff?
I love, 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 love. I mean, I got excited when I heard this combination on paper. When you just see those names together at the same time, and I feel like Simi put some thought, like, okay, this is who I want to work with, so I'm going to make this sound similar to what his sound is in some ways, but I'm also going to make it mine at the same time. And then for the video itself, you're like, you know what, I want to dance. So they emphasize on the colors, they emphasize on the choreography, and it's a beautiful short video. I mean, I played it twice so far. It's a feel good vibe. You're gonna be enjoying everything. You can actually feel the joy that she's feeling in this video. And Patrick Ranking, of course, delivers on point with this as well. It's an excellent, excellent video. I would love to know where they shot it though, because that place, I don't know if it's Nigeria. I don't know
think it's
where.
Nigeria.
But I'm like, if it's Morocco, please, I'm booking ticket tomorrow.
Or Jericho.
Yeah, there you go.
Ndukwe, how about you? What do you think?
Look, man, Simi can never go wrong with my book. Apart from being a poem, I'm in advertising as well. I'm the creative director of Seven Interactive, which is part of the larger Extreme Group.
Okay.
And so when we say that, yeah, Simi's, family,
Yeah.
anytime, any day. So, big ups to her. She's just amazing from the voice to the consistency. Simi is someone that you want to farms in it and be like, I know her, because the world is definitely going to stand up one day and applaud her.
Well, I
I
have
feel
something
like-
different to say about this song.
Before you say different, let me just heal my Simi before you.
I'm not spoiling
I
the
trust
song.
You. Oh, yeah, go on.
Okay, here's the thing. First time, colors are amazing in the video, choreography, like Chef Jeff said, everything was on point. But I was a bit worried though, because I mean, Simi is known for songs like Love Don't Care, Teeth, soft, subtle songs like that. So this was a bit of an adventure, and I was worried that this is tilting towards reggae. You know, it might not work out. This sounds like a happy feel good song, but if she tries to, further put out music in this line, I'm
No,
not sure how that would
it's
sound.
it's one track and it's one track only. And it's not that she's trying to do reggae. She's trying to show range. That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to show range in tempo, range in style. You look at someone like Rihanna, for instance. She would give you rock. She would give you reggae. She would give you pop, and then the R&B is like a rare thing with her these days as well. So it's about, hey, I've got all these other skills here. You might know me for this, but I can switch things up,
Thank
and I want to
you.
follow my art and take my art to the next level. And that's what she's doing.
That's what she did.
Yeah.
So the only thing I was going to add to what you said earlier on was that which do you think came first? Because you said, oh, she knew who she wanted to feature, and so she did a song. Do you think the song or the artist came first? Or she had a song in mind? I thought, who would be best on this track?
I mean, she would be the only one to answer that, to be honest. But I would feel that just like Shay, for instance, right, with her first album, like the tracks that even had the Banj and Kuti as well. I felt like she took a step. She had a very big creative control over the whole process. Of, okay, I'm gonna feature you. This is how you're going to come in the song.
Okay.
These are your ad libs are gonna be here. So if you like for instance with the Banj song, the Banj is not his typical self on that song. So I feel like the creative control starts from thinking about the artist and how
Yeah.
you're going to direct them on that particular track. I think that she might have done the same thing with this.
All right, okay. Now, another thing. Okay, the only downside to the video I have to say is her dancing. Simi cannot dance.
No, she tries. She tries. I mean, I too was like, Simi, you know, this is not your regular. But actually, she does a good job.
Let me tell you, for example,
I
did you see
think-
shaking
I-
her
yeah,
body?
well,
I
I
was like, what is going on here?
Well, you
Well,
know,
some people are not meant to dance. So I'm
no.
sorry.
I think that she did a good job. But the thing was that, you know, there were some bits that obviously she was not used to doing on a regular basis. And to be honest, quite frankly, I'm zankued out.
I was like,
You know me, I
just
always complain
sing.
about dancers
Let
that keep
you
on
pay
going.
these dancers to do something. Let them do their thing.
I
You
mean,
just sing.
She did a better job than was it Niniola dancing in this
Niniola
You know
one.
what? You know what? I don't agree with you there.
Niniola is
But let's
fantastic.
digress a little bit. Let's talk about our new song, this next song, and it's from our very special guest in the studio. It's from the album Nwachuku, and the song is titled I Am Ndukwe Onuoha. It features Ayo Bliss.
Sir.
Lagos, let's listen to this one.
So the title is I Am. I Am.
Yes, I am.
Title is I Am.
Let's go.
Sorry,
I Am.
I am. Can you imagine I said I am. I read everything through. Sorry.
That rose from gutter to rooftop. Them evil boys who can't stop. Illy Chapo red cap. Poetry mixed with Igbo raps. Poetry mixed with tribal
That's what
dance.
I actually really like this
Poetry
song.
mixed with Igbo rap.
Ndukwe, I been about blood. I ain't chat.
It's our very special guest in the studio this morning. The song features Ayo Bliss. Chef Jeff, let's hear your thoughts of this.
I feel like you guys didn't do much justice because you would have played his part, so the people would have heard him and not just Ayo Bliss. I think that's what you guys should have done.
Right now, it's at the background.
But at the same time, Ayo Bliss on this particular track, like you can hear every single like word, like you know, it's pronounced, enunciation is insane, and then the combination of things. You know, when the track came to me, I was like, okay, this was not what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting. But we've talked about these sort of collaborations before, and how much we appreciate that, and how much more we need to be seeing of that at the same time. Shout out to you, Roto, too. We're still waiting to hear from you. But how do you work around with these songs? Do you like have a beat beforehand, and then you meet somebody else, or is it that the guy you want to work with now has the beat and you put together the song, or what's your process?
Right, so for this album, I was just writing. And Ilblis, of course, is a friend. When the album was ready, when I thought the tracks were ready, I called him in. Oh, listen to this. And Ilblis, is listening and he goes like, no, this is not complete. I'm like, what's up? He said, no, I have to be on this.
Yeah.
So for me, it was quite an honor, that he decided, look, I'm going to jump on this track, and then said no. So I said, okay, well, this one has there's one track called This Poem. And like this is upbeat and everything. I said, no, I want this one. So for me, it was just Ilblis coming and say, look, we have to do this, and just.
All right. Tell you what we should do though. Let's go on a quick break. When we get back, we'll talk some more about this album and also this song. And Lagos, don't forget to get your thoughts in. Once again, it's 0809-444-0981.
Music from around the world.
Okay.
Right here on Smooth 98.
Sorry, the song was in,
Ever been on
this
your
part
way
was in
to
the
an
middle.
event
That's
you
why
considered
we had to.
important, only to
get
sit
into
in
it.
so much
Yeah.
traffic that you begin to
Yeah.
ask yourself, what am I looking for?
By the way,
Life can
guys,
be
we can make
stressful
Twitter more
sometimes.
interactive too.
Stuff
Right?
just
So
How
we
do
try
you
and push it a
you
bit more.
and makes you.
Okay.
Because we only talk about
Sometimes
WhatsApp and we
it's
talk about
not even
YouTube. We don't talk
necessarily
about
But I always talk about. I would take messages on Twitter. We even
yeah,
post
but you
the songs
don't.
on Twitter.
Yeah, you do. But like during the show, like when we start, once you start, okay, so what can WhatsApp us so you can watch it on YouTube. You don't mention the Twitter part there.
Okay.
That was the first thing I mentioned.
They actually do, and they say
Yes.
use the hashtag
Hashtag
blah, blah,
Grapevine
blah.
981.
Yeah.
Because it used to be a whole lot more interactive over there. And we're not pushing. I don't think we're pushing out more.
Okay.
We'll do that then.
You know, as
We
as
shall
as,
do
as the
that.
oldest person on the show.
Whatever. I know you're trying to come and do Big Brother. But talk about Big Brother. How come we didn't even have any news of Big Brother?
Do you know that?
Because I wouldn't care. Thank
I came here,
I'm not
I rushed
interested.
down here, said 7 o'clock. So fully as I'll wait for Big Brother to start. When I got downstairs, I realized that the channel Big Brother is on.
Yeah, we don't
Was
have
on. We removed it.
Why?
We just left the BBC channel and the
It's
sports
good
channel.
now
Oh my
because
God.
nobody will do any work
I
anymore.
wouldn't. I mean, I'd be silent about that.
Yeah.
My life can be wasted in better ways.
No, but it's. I mean, I want to see how the entertainment is going to be this year.
The Big Brother challenge on, and what he's doing is that rather than what Big Brother, give yourself a 30-day or however long.
Oh, I
60
like
days.
that. I like that.
Give yourself something
So
to
when
do,
you guys get
and
back,
at
let
the
them
end
know
of
that we
that
tweeted
time.
the
I
songs.
like that.
We
I
retweeted
like
the
that.
songs. They should watch the video and listen to
No.
his album as well, so that they can get what the songs were.
Thanks.
And then
No.
they push it in your face.
They need people to tune in.
I think this is perfect.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks.
Money and everything, bro.
All of that fun and whatnot.
You can use send it to Twitter, right? Then quickly go
So,
and post
what do you do your
downstairs.
spoken words?
We can actually post here. I'll post it here. Send it to Twitter now.
Bogubri relax.
Okay.
Have
Bogobri is what they call Taratsu now.
Tarua, yeah.
No, it's not.
No, Tarua happens in
Sarah
Bogubri.
on my phone.
Okay. Sarah happens in Bogobri.
You know the password and all
doing
that.
Tarua.
You know how to open the second
We had the first spoken word theatre production, Finding Home.
Okay.
So that was it. So people like your people, Reflection of the Sheila Oji and few.
So maybe what we should do is to actually log on and
We should
try
talk
this
about
phone
that when we
so
come
that
on
as
air.
soon as we take the picture, try this phone. That's why using this phone.
So again, unfortunately, I'm more into being a copywriter.
Copyright law.
It's crazy.
Fashion.
You took the photo and tell us.
Sometimes you guys say passion, whereby it's actually where the money is at.
We
Any
have
for
some
this thing,
messages.
Like, Jeff, you
Maybe
follow
after
your
when we
passion. I'm
come
like,
back,
nah, I'm just
Okay.
making money.
we can do.
Just get a few minutes into the song. A few seconds into the song.
Oh, okay, so stuff.
Just a few minutes into the song.
Then we'll do comments.
So you want to bring us back in?
Dance with me, like we used to. Dance with me to the tune of disjointed laughter washing over scattered memories. Dance with me till the neighbors are forced to complain about how difficult.
Ndukwe Onuoha with Dance With Me, presenting to you his spoken word album and two songs, two productions, two songs. I don't know what to call them. Songs,
Spoken word. Yeah.
So, what piece of work that is just artistic work that is just brilliant. Welcome, it is the Grapevine 981, and we have with us in the studio Ndukwe Onuoha, who is a spoken word artist.
Hello.
Before the break, we reviewed the first song from Your Stables. It was I Am, just Appetite featuring Il Bliss, Just I Am, and now we have Dance With Me.
This one
Until
features
the
praise, by
neighbors-
the way.
Yeah, until the neighbors cannot sleep due to the rhythms of our madness.
Mm-hmm.
But tell
I like
us-
that.
That's from quoting from
Yeah.
you. But I mean, Ndukwe, brilliant piece of work. I already asked you a question off air, and I would ask you now because it also went through my mind when I was listening to this. Who produced this?
This was produced by an amazing chap called Tony the Emperor. I worked with him, from conception to finishing the whole album. So it was sort of like a tag team. The times we just sit down and explain something. I'm like, what do you think of this? I'm like, yeah, okay. But and then other times I'm like, I like this, and then it goes like, no, this will sound better. So I mean, there was a lot of back and forth, but Tony was amazing on this project.
Were you scared that how are Nigerians ready for, or is Nigeria ready for a spoken word album? People are still. It's definitely crept in. It's definitely taking us by storm. But will people buy an album, a whole album full of spoken word?
Words.
Well, you just have to go out there, and just do it. the thing is, I'm not the first, So I'm sort of like standing on the shoulders of great poets who've done this over and over again. I'll always give a shout out to someone like Effie, who's led the
Titi Lope.
and Titi
Titi
Lope
Lope
Shinoda,
Shinoda.
definitely,
Okay.
amazing people. You have Plumbline, for instance. So these guys have put out works, that have helped ease the acceptance of spoken word.
Yeah.
But also what I try to do, because we also know that in a time when there's a lot of proliferation of commercial sounds and all that, people also you need to ease into their mind too, which is why I play a lot with music.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of accompanying music, everything, with the tracks or with the pieces. At least that will help a non-spoken word person, as it were, ease into the art.
I think the appreciation has to come from whether you are on the artistic side or not. It's not always about the commercial side of things. The commercial side of things, to some people, is noise, like like in my case anyway. So it's really, if you are into the art side, I think you can appreciate that, and that's what comes into play. It's not about being a mass market thing at all. It's about really just reaching the attention of your fans or people who want what you're doing. If we've been mentioning a lot of Bogobri alumni here. If we were to go with Rotas back in the day when he was doing spoken word, he was one of the
He
popular
did
acts.
spoken words.
We actually talked about doing something similar to what he's doing. Rotas is a fantastic spoken word person, fantastic in
for
capital
that.
letters. Apart from the fact that he's useless and other things. Anyway, be a better friend, buddy. But yeah. So it's really about, if you appreciate art, then you don't mind being in a niche market. It's like me when I'm doing my food. You're not gonna come to me for jollof rice. Your mama, your boys down the road, your cook is in your house. No, you want a little bit more finesse and something that's a niche market, and you're coming my way, because there's people that appreciate that and who are looking for something different. So once you can deliver what's different and there's a market for it, no matter how small or large it is, it will grow over time. You just keep doing what you do and you focus, make what you have to do, and that's it.
Thank you, Chef
Nice,
Jeff.
nice. Now I'm interested. I really want to eat some of your food. Let's get to some of the messages. This one says, big ups to this guy, Ndukwe. I just love the style. Poetic rapper with Igbo background. Lovely, original, and very organic. He further says, we in the UK are ready. Nigerians in diaspora, we are ready. Ndukwe, please, no worry, we go by.
Thank you very much.
All right, so Marie says, Ndukwe is a man of many talents, copywriting, spoken word, and now music. Mighty proud of you. And Valentine says, I love the song, love the vibe, everything. And then that Ishan boy says, Simi, I hail this lady of songs. I like her charisma. I pray one day we go holla her name. Then for the guests in the house, that's Ndukwe, I truly salute. Your poetic spoken words is, I just love it. You and Simi make my day. Egbon Femo, thank you so much. And just to say, Simi's bio on Twitter actually has, I sing and I pretend to dance. So I'm
All right, there you go.
All right, Lagos, we have stories to share with you. Don't forget, jump in and get your thoughts in those stories. 0809-444-0981. Let's talk about Forbes Africa's 30 under 30, shall we? So Burna Boy, Alex Iwobi, Ijeoma Balogun, some of the people listed, basically. So they're saying that they released, or rather Forbes released its annual 30 under 30 list, and it was in association with the Johannesburg company, and some of the names, like I mentioned, were Ijeoma Balogun from the Bella Niger alums, and also Richard Akunsun, and also footballers Alex Iwobi, Mohamed Salah, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and amongst other people. Chef Jeff, what do you think about this?
I wanted to be on this list, and I will still be on this list in 10 years' time.
Okay. Then you'd be what?
Once we've forged a few birth certificate dates and something.
Wow,
But it's always fun to see people being celebrated for their achievements at a young age, especially when we are in a society whereby the youth, so the younger people, are seen as not being able to do much, or not being worth being in a position of power and whatnot. Kudos to obviously the Bella Niger crew, because they've done a lot
They
of
put
things.
in the work.
Yeah, that has been well deserved. But even people like Casa Semenya, who's also struggled a lot with imagine being born naturally the way that you are, and then being told you have to take hormones to make you less competitive and whatnot. She has to deal with that. She's been dealing with that. And so with this, I feel like this is some sort of relief and hopefully some vindication that might work in her favor going forward at the same time. So I have to pick her out as well on this one too.
Another thing I'd like to do, just and maybe I'll ask you, Ndukwe, I would like to ask, so I have a friend who she, like you, Chef, she really wanted to be named 30 under 30, and she'll be 30 this year. And I was thinking, actually, they cannot capture everyone, because if they did, you ought to be there. You'll definitely want to watch, being 30 under 30. So if there's any celebrity that you know that should be on this list and isn't here,
Yeah.
who would you put there? So for me, I'm putting Oliver Modi, definitely. 30 under 30. Who would you put in the group?
That's a tricky question, isn't it? Look, okay, maybe not celebrity.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are guys, especially in my space in advertising, in the spoken word genre. There are people who are doing amazing stuff. So I'll definitely pick one of the few guys who I've worked with in agencies, and who have tried to change the story of Nigerian advertising, because that is one thing that we don't notice. There's a shift, there's a gradual shift, and it's because people are writing new stories, are writing new points of view. So again, I'll give it to my primary constituency.
See, I'm just glad you didn't ask me this question, because I wouldn't have known how to answer it, because I'm at a stage whereby I can't really tell how old anybody is anymore.
No.
Like, the way I praised Primal as being an icon for a long time, this guy is younger than I am, and I'm like, I mean, he just turned what, 28 or something like
Primal
that. Yeah, that's how old he is,
I'm
all right.
shocked.
And then I look at someone like, so I worked with Katie Prime. That was what my event was all right. And then I found out like yesterday that we have the same birthday, but this guy's got a decade on me, and I thought he was just like maybe like 2 or 3 years older than me or something like that. But I was like, no, it's a whole decade. I'm like, dude, who's your plastic surgeon, man? And I need me some of that too. So yeah, I it's hard to tell age these days. I'm at that point. It's difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get where you're coming from. It's true. And then now with in the intervention of plastic surgery nowadays, it gets even more difficult
can't
to
tell.
tell.
I'm not gonna mention
Did you have
TMT.
anyone?
Do I have anyone? I don't know. All the people I know are over 30. Sorry.
Oh wow.
Okay, well, actually, I do know a couple of young presenters that are doing very well, and a friend of mine, Larry Foreman. He does a lot
I
of
know
work.
Larry.
Well, so Larry, I watched him grow.
Mm.
So I think if anybody deserves to be on that list, he's worked hard enough. So yeah.
All right. So we have constituted our own 30 under 30 forms.
Yeah.
Right, if you have someone you think should be on this Grapevine list, Grapevine 30 under 30,
Mhm.
why don't you send us a message and let's see if we can call the person and just give props to whom props is due, even
Yeah.
if Forbes hasn't recognized them.
Mhm.
We're going to break now. When we come back, we'll continue with our other stories for this morning.
Music.
That was a hard question.
I'm passionate about.
My friend was on the list last year, Adibola Williams.
Oh, the
So,
Bola Williams.
yeah, when I look at him, he went to the same school as my classmates. No, he was when he was on the list.
No, that
last
wasn't
year.
last year.
Was it not last year?
No,
That's
maybe
years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago. So every time I look at him, like, this guy
But
has
they
like
were like,
really
yeah,
evolved.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
No,
he's put in how many presidents in Africa?
I mean, even Micah Kindele, that was the one I went to NYC with. I'm like, how did this really like? We were just in camp not too long ago. What's happened?
Who's that?
Michael Kindele.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Representing us.
So who are the people? Simi? Okay, no, those ones are the obvious choices. Let's see who. Let me think of someone that I think 30 under 30. This girl in Bling Lagosians. What's her name? And that pretty girl.
I haven't seen Blink Questions.
Oh, yeah, we're using the posters now.
Oh my God. Sorry.
Yeah, tell us
My name
now.
is Adenike, actor.
So we're good.
You're
Okay, come back
listening
now.
to Smooth 98.1. Keep listening.
Alrighty, Lagos, you're welcome back. If you just joined us, well, you've missed a ton of things, but you're just in time for a few more great stories. Okay, so if you didn't know this, Davido has got a brand new game, and it's called Money Run, right? We wanted to let's just quickly gloss through this one. It's what the story says. He's about to launch the video game named 30 BG Money Run, and really though, I like the fact that Nigerian musicians are starting to evolve past just doing the music and production. They're doing things like businesses, also starring in movies, production, and other things related. And I don't know what you guys think about this.
I think this is actually very stupid, to be honest. I mean, for starters, all right, you can't go anywhere else and get the game. You have to go to a certain link, and you have to be on a certain phone network in order to get the game. You cannot see previews, so you don't know what the game is like at all. You don't know what the gameplay is like. You can't find it on YouTube other than
Okay,
the
what
fact
a
that the
way
game
to
is out.
put-
Okay, all right. Then on top of that, I just feel like it's a pending lawsuit that might happen at some point in time because it's very, very similar from appearance. It's a Crash Bandicoot, which if you're a PlayStation person, then you know what I'm talking about in this particular situation. So I just think that it's very limiting because what are you saying right now? I have to go to a phone network and buy a SIM card to get your game. Man, I've got other things to do with my life. My phone is still
Wow,
working
Chef
right now.
Jeff.
So yeah, I don't, there's nothing to see. They actually have an Instagram page as well. The Instagram page has 26,000 followers, and you still can't see a preview of what this game looks like.
Because they'll get sued. You just mentioned
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not at that level of stupid famsing. Okay, I'm not trying to say people are stupid. I'm just saying that you have to have some thought process of how you're going to be doing these sort of things. And if I had a game out, I want people to have a preview. This is what's going on here. It's not just that I tell you that I have a game out and that's it. And I'm not going to limit myself to just one platform. There has to be a lot of money coming my way for me to limit myself to just one platform. And I really don't think that this is really the best way to go. So that's my take on it. Because you
Ndukwe,
can't
do you
see
share
anything.
the same sentiments?
Well, I think that if you're going to go into a venture like this, you need to look at the whole gamut of it. So it's not just about releasing a game; it's about marketing. It's about making it accessible, and I think a lot of times Nigerian celebrities sort of like hinge a lot of things on their own name recognition, and they just feel like, okay, once I put my name behind this, it's going to explode. But it doesn't always happen that way. So when you see their counterparts abroad, you see that there's a lot of thought, a lot of thought process that goes behind releasing, pre-releasing, and then carrying on. But I think it's a gradual
It's a gradual process.
I just feel like they need to rethink it because you must have the SIM card of a certain phone network in
To get
order
that.
to get this game.
Okay, I
Why
didn't
would
know
you
that.
limit yourself that much? And you can't see anything beyond 1 second of like a character coming through that is very similar to Crash Bandicoot, by the way. Then that's as far as you see. You don't see anything else. Gameplay, nada. Until you download the game itself. So it's like by force, you must download it in order to see what it's like and decide whether it's worth your time or not.
But
And
you
I'm
know
like,
what? You know what? I do think that he has fans as crazy as that.
yeah, I know.
And
That's for
what they're
sure.
building. It's like
26,000
yeah,
people on Instagram means that, yes.
Exactly. So, like you mentioned, Ndukwe, or was it Kayode? But anyways, about celebrities, not just Nigerian celebrities all over the world, leverage on their fame and their popularity to release things that don't even make sense sometimes. I'm not saying this one doesn't make sense, but just sometimes they release things that don't make sense and just expect that people just naturally buy or follow because.
Let me give
I
an
think it would
example,
actually
for
sell.
instance.
Kim, the Kardashians, the emojis they put out there, some of those things.
Exactly.
I'm just
I
saying.
don't like talking about Kardashians. But I can give a classic example, Shaq Fu, which was about Shaquille O'Neal, all
Yeah,
right?
good
That
game.
went on, a lot of people trashed that game, all right? But I actually didn't mind the play. I didn't mind the play. If you were a 90s kid, I'm showing age there, but yeah. You've probably played that
played
on
it.
your Super Nintendo back in the day, all right? But that was Super Nintendo, something that everybody could get access to. It
I was
wasn't
the
that,
only one at the
okay,
time.
it wasn't like, okay, fine, I must have a SIM card from, just makes no sense. It really just makes no sense, really.
All right. Okay, let's talk about something that has been going on for a long time, courtesy of our producer. This story here. Updates on rape allegations against Biodun Fatimbo Koza. We had to talk about this on this here in the Grapevine. And so we touched on this before, and it's been on social media. Indeed, I think for 2 or 3 days straight, it was the number 1, 2, 3 consistently trending on Twitter. Yeah, number 3 trend here on Twitter. So we probably all know about the Koza story. Pastor Biodun Fatimbo, who was accused of rape by wife of Timi Dakolo and a celebrated photographer in her own right, Busola Dakolo, who said and given an interview to Trude Gideon, saying that he assaulted her, he raped her actually when she was underage to 17 in her parents' home. We have reactions from many celebrities. Indeed, there was a protest on Sunday, which, either directly or indirectly led to the pastor announcing or releasing a statement that he was stepping down whilst investigations were ongoing. His wife came out to defend him. We had celebrities now coming out. I think one of the biggest things from this are the number of celebrities who are coming out to talk about their own experiences, not with him, because I need to clarify that someone got it wrong, but with different people, some in the church, some at home, some of their cousins, but just talking. Shola Allison said the master talks about her friend friend, so many Adeswatomi, so many people, different, varying degrees of assault. But what's your take, guys? What do you have to say about this? This story, people coming out, rape culture in Nigeria, the ignorance that we've seen on social media so far.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about, first of all, about Fatoyibo's wife coming out to make a statement. I mean, what more were you expecting? If she stayed silent, that implies guilt. If she didn't come forward and say anything, that just So, but at the same time, there's a level of denial, if at all, that he is on the guilty side of these things. Stepping down should have been the first thing that he did from the very beginning. Even if he was innocent, even if he is innocent, stepping down should have been because you know that you are of a large following, all right, and this is detracting from whatever your message you're trying to give, whether it's about God or whether you're a corporate entity. Step down for a little bit. If you are vindicated, you get your position back. Otherwise, let's not detract from everything else that the organization is about, because right now you are taking center stage. All right. So I think let's just see how this all plays out in court. I'm happy that people are coming up with their stories, but at the same time, I'm like, please be coming out with your stories with the right intention of trying to say that, okay, that you didn't know, that you felt comfortable to speak out before, that you were that empowered to speak out before, which you always should have been. But but it takes a victim to know these things, all right? But just don't do it because it's now a fashionable trend. And what I also have to say is that for every other person that's being accused about these sort of things, a good investigation has to come into play, because let's not just always go on the whole believe the person who said that the rape happened, because sometimes these things are just false accusations. But in this particular case, in Fatoyibo's case, I mean, we've seen a lot of ignorance there, like consensual rape. I don't understand consensual rape. What is that meant to mean? That was one of the things that inflamed me the most in everything. And you have to remember that this whole man of God thing, you that you are a believer in God, are you not also a man of God at the same time? So the whole worship that you are put into one pastor, all right, as opposed to the work that he does, it's very, very confusing. So I just feel like everybody needs to, like, it's very easy to be infuriated by the comments, the ignorant comments that have been about this. That's no doubt about that, because it kind of looks like you're looking at a potential future rapist that is speaking right then and there. Sometimes.
Because it's not, the focus, apart from Pastor Biodun Fatoyinbo, we have heartbreaking stories from Shola Listen. I've mentioned that before. We talk about Tiwa Bello and Kemi Adetiba. We put up again. So this wasn't just, she had actually granted that interview on King Women I think about a year ago. And so Kemi Adetiba brought it back again for us to remember that Tiwa shared her own experience when she was just 7 years old, and the effect he had on her. Bam Bam came out. Ndukwe, I don't know if you've had allegations. Put that side by side, with people saying, but we also hear false accusations. People come out, particularly for celebrities like you, Chef Jeff, and Ndukwe. What do you have to say about that?
The thing is, I have someone very close to me who has an experience with this, and who nearly took up arms the other day. I don't have permission to share yet, so I can't. I'll leave her to tell her own story. But the thing is, the thread that runs through a lot of these stories that have come out, whether it's from Bisola, or it's just that there is a conspiratorial silence, if you may, from a lot of the family members. So we're here and we're rightfully attacking the alleged attacker, or but there's one thing, and I mean, growing up, we know that there's some things you can't say to either your parents or to those, because somehow society has has made use the reverse psychology, where the victim becomes to blame, and it's wrong. And we see this perpetuated either through traditional family beliefs or traditional societal beliefs, or through religious and I'm the wrong person to talk to or to engage in talking about how people bully from the pulpit and all that. That's a different conversation, and I even have some of that the thread running through the album. But the thing is, we have become a society that just shuts people up, and the first victim, or the first person who's to be blamed, who's to be put behind bars, if any, are some of the parents that either refuse to believe their kids, or who somehow
suppress the message.
Just glossed it over.
They are as guilty, if not more, as whoever is committing the act.
Sometimes the parents themselves who are in these positions that do these things, they are actually doing worse damage sometimes, I think. And I mean, it takes a victim to tell. But at the same time, you're the parent. You're the family member. You're maybe the support structure. You're maybe the fighter. Because at the end of the day, this is your child. So what you take action.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
for,
much.
for that. But before we wrap up, I'll ask you to plug out. Ndukwe, we're great to know how people can get your album. What's the next plan for you in what's future projects and so on.
The album is live on all on your favorite online platforms. Whether it's iTunes, Boomplay, wherever that you roll with, it's there. And I'm looking at doing more.
Spoken word projects.
Yeah, more projects, more live events as well in the future. So just watch this.
And how can people follow you on social media?
Oh, I'm Endi2G, ENDI2G on all socials.
Yeah. Thank you.
Chef Jeff.
Yeah, me and Rotus will not be releasing an album anytime soon. Find me at ChefJeff3000 on Twitter and Instagram. And I'll see you guys again next week right here on the Grapevine on Spoon at 8.1.
Alrighty, Lagos. Stay close to your radio. We'll be back in a few more minutes for Lagos Talks 981.